While we're waiting, a reminder to turn off your cell phones. And once again, when we get to the question and answer period, please give your name and affiliation and ask a single question. We'll get back to you if we can. But number of people in here and the time constraints, please just ask one question at a time. And remember that recording the press conference video on your cell phones is prohibited.
Did you hold Bob hold to one question?
At a time. At a time, you know. Bob, I don't think Bob ever.
We go 5 or 6 questions in our press conference.
Yeah. Remember to take your hat off.
Okay. Hey, Braden, we'll take off the hat, please. Thank you. Okay, you know the rules, so we'll start. Comment from Dave.
Well, obviously, we didn't pitch very good. Got off to a bad start. Zach didn't get out of the first inning, walked a couple. Gave up an 0-2 count single to leadoff man. That was kind of the beginning of it. And, we just didn't pitch very well. And you got to give credit to, Hunter Elliott. He did. He came out and gave them some quality innings and let them build up a lead. And we almost crawled back into it after a couple, and then they go out and get a couple more in the third. That was a little disappointing. And then, the fifth inning, that's when the game pretty much turned. Couple of walks, couple of hits, maybe 3 walks, I'm not sure. But we just didn't slow them down. And, the walks, I think we had 8 or 9, maybe 10 walks tonight. And you're not going to be people at this level with that.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes first. Raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you, and you know the rules. So we'll start here with Tom.
Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. To both guys, I think they had their bullpen up in the second inning, so you were getting some hits on Elliott. What do you think he did to settle in? What was he throwing that allowed him to go 6 2/3, whatever it was, if y'all could?
Braden, start.
He was just mixing well and throwing a lot of strikes, and we hit some balls hard just right at him, and their defense made some plays and allowed him to go farther in the game.
Peyton.
Yeah, I thought he mixed well, and we were very close to getting to him. His pitch count started to get up and get high, and we just couldn't string a couple hits together and didn't get that big hit. But overall, I thought he mixed well, and he did a really good job of keeping them in the game and giving them a quality start.
Okay, next question. Somebody. Okay, right here.
Andrew Hutchinson with hogbeat.com for both guys. What's kind of the mindset going into tomorrow, an elimination game?
Peyton.
For me, I think as a whole team, just being confident and just going out there and it's a elimination game, but at the end of the day, just relax and have fun and just play loose, and that's when we're at our best. And if we're able to do that, then I think we'll have success tomorrow.
Braden.
Yeah, just piggyback off that. It's all about perspective. We're blessed to still be here and still have the opportunity to go out and compete tomorrow, and just play our brand of baseball, have some fun, and tomorrow's a new day.
Okay. Nothing? Okay. Guys, that'll do it. Thank you. We'll get you back here tomorrow. If you have any other requests for the Arkansas players, just check with Oliver and he'll set you up. Okay, Dave, questions for you, and we'll start here with Kendall.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. DVH, what are you kind of seeing from Ole Miss that's maybe a little different than what you saw from them in the regular season?
Well, I thought they were awfully good when we played them. I thought they were just maybe a pitch away or a hit away from winning the series against us. They got their whole lineup back, and they're pitching really well right now. So, they've got a true ace, and then almost probably another ace. When you look at Elliott, he's been getting after it as well down the stretch. So, I think they're just very veteran. They're very confident, and they're hard to beat.
Okay, who you got, Molly? Okay.
Mitch Kutcher, CWS 247. Coach, what allowed the Ole Miss hitters to have so much success against your pitchers today?
They were heading the count. Pretty simple. 2-0, 3-1. It's easy to hit.
Okay, Tom?
And Tom Murphy again, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Dave, two things if you could address, maybe like what you said to them about getting through the losers bracket starting tomorrow. And then you use 7 pitchers. Nobody threw too much. Can you talk about the state of your pitching staff, and would you start McIntyre tomorrow?
Yeah. So, start with the second question. We threw some guys that hadn't thrown much, down the last 3 guys. And, Wiggins hasn't thrown. He didn't throw last weekend. And, we still got here. Ramage, we threw him a couple times now. He could go a hitter or 2. Taylor could go 20 pitches. Morris could go again. I mean, he's been a guy that's thrown a couple times on the weekend. And, yeah, I mean, we could start Will. We could start a couple other guys. Not sure yet, though. So what did I tell the guys after the game? They played better than us. And, we need to move on. And it's really, you can't look at the big picture right now. You just got to look at you got to figure out how to play well tomorrow. You got to play well tomorrow, get a win tomorrow, and have a chance to get to the next day. So that's our main focus. Just move on and get to tomorrow night's game.
Okay, Andrew?
Andrew Hutchinson, hogbeat.com. Dave, yesterday you told us it was either going to be Will or Zach. Could you kind of walk us through that decision process and what led you to go with Zach today?
Yeah, probably the fact that, they're hitting like 248 against lefties and right around 300 against righties. You dig deeper into the stats, most of the damage they do, home runs, big innings, extra base hits, come off right-handed pitchers. So that would be the reason.
Okay. Okay, in the back here. Almost to the back.
Robert Stewart, the Arkansas Traveler. Coach, you had the leadoff man reach base all 3 of the first innings. Did it feel like Caden Wallace getting picked off kind of sucked some momentum out of your dugout?
Well, it did. He knows he shouldn't have got picked off. We weren't stealing, we weren't doing anything. We were down. I think what really hurt our momentum is we punched in 2 runs in the bottom of the second. It's 4-3, and then they punch in 2 in the top of the third. That was a momentum killer. Him getting picked off was not good. He knows it. He felt bad about it. He had a great at bat to get there. I don't know how many pitches he saw, fouled off a bunch, finally drew a walk, and then we got 4, 5, 6 coming up. Who knows what would have happened, but that hurt momentum a little bit.
Okay, any more questions for Dave? I guess not. And,
Okay, thank you.
You unfortunately lost the flip, so
Do what?
Auburn will be the home team.
That's fine.
Anybody just came in, remember, please turn off your cell phones. No video for the cell phones. And when we have a question and answer start, please give us your name and affiliation and to whom you're addressing the question, if it's one of the players. Start off with a statement from you, Mike.
Lost my voice a little bit, sorry. We were terrific tonight. Just really played, well. And, starts on the mound. And, Hunter was just like he's pitched, the second half of the season. Why he's so good that, here's a freshman on the biggest stage in amateur baseball, and he didn't let it affect him. He just continued to pitch and work and grind. And, offensively, we were really, really good. Mike Clement and the offense, just a great approach. And, got some huge hits. I thought we got some big walks. So many guys, had, huge days. Of course, Calvin and Justin, but others. Elko had a huge home run, one of the longest balls I've ever seen hit here. And then, I thought Graham had a good day as well, a couple base hits and a couple really good ABs, but just a really good night for us.
Okay, let's open it up to questions for the student athletes only right now, and we'll start back here in the back.
Hey guys, Austin Eldridge with the Rebel Walk. This is for Justin and for Calvin. Calvin, you had a 3-hit night. Justin, you had a 4-hit night. Just kind of talk about what you guys were seeing from the pitching staff, particularly with how many pitchers that they used against y'all tonight.
Justin, start.
Yeah, we had a scouting report, and we thought they were going to staff it, in which they did. And they threw a pitcher an inning there until kind of got out of hand. But yeah, we knew what we were doing. What our scouting report was, and just go up there and have tough at bats. And try to get each pitcher out of the game is what we did.
Calvin.
Yeah, kind of going off what JB said as well. We kind of knew what they were going to come in and do. And just really compete well at the plate and keep an approach through each pitcher they threw out there.
Okay, Mike.
Mike LaPresti, NCAA.com. This is for each of you. Not that you weren't a confident team before, but the longer this goes on, does your confidence and your belief reach a new level?
Who do you want to answer that?
Any of them.
Okay, why don't you start, Justin?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I didn't.
Not that you weren't confident before, but the longer this surge goes on, does the confidence and the belief and understanding of what you guys might accomplish, does it reach a new level?
No doubt. We're a great team, and we knew that from the start. And we had a rough patch there in the middle where we were 7-14, but we just stuck together. And now I don't know how many wins we have in a row now, but just with the leadership of Tim Elko, we just stuck together and just kept winning games.
Hunter?
Yeah, like you said, obviously baseball is a big momentum game, and we're building a lot of momentum right now. That's obviously what you look to do in the postseason, and getting hot is a true thing in baseball. Just keep building confidence, and that's what we look to do.
Okay, Mitch.
Mitch Kutcher, CWS 247. Hunter, your bats got going early today. How does that help you have success on the pitching side of things?
Yeah, it's huge. Pitching with the lead's huge, and these guys have been able to do that for me lately. I think I've had a good amount of run support lately, and it's easier to pitch with the lead, obviously, than being down runs or tied, having to make every single pitch perfect. So, yeah, it allows you just to flood the strike zone and let whatever happen.
Okay. Right here.
Matt Tallarini from World Baseball Network. This question is going to be for Justin Bench. Justin, how much confidence have you been feeling after the plate? 4-hit night. I mean, just unremarkable stature you've been having this season. What are the mechanics that you were bringing with the pitching staff that you have been seeing with Arkansas for most of the season?
I was just trying to have good at-bats, and a lot of people had good at-bats today with Tim Elko and the big home run and Calvin. But yeah, we're just working with Coach Clem and the scouting report and just trying to figure out what that day the pitcher's going to bring.
Okay, right here.
Jake Thompson, Ole Miss Spirit. Justin, how invaluable has it been this past couple weeks with what Calvin and Garrett have done at the bottom of that order, kind of presenting you opportunities when you get up there and the order flips?
Very valuable. Having Garrett Wood be able to come in and play any position in the infield. He in Calvin for sure. Everybody, having the 8-9 hitter come up, getting the order to turn around. For Gonzo and Tim and Kevin, it's huge.
Okay, right here.
Michael Katz, Daily Journal Hunter. In that third inning, they have a leadoff walk, and you pick that guy off, and they had kind of gone back and forth those first couple innings. Did that pick off kind of feel like a big moment for you guys?
Absolutely, yeah. I think they got the leadoff guy on the first 3 innings, counting that one, I guess. And erasing him and technically getting the leadoff out was huge. It allowed me to settle in and attack the next guy and start to settle in a little bit and start to put it on cruise mode.
Mark?
Noah Darling, CWS 247.
No.
I'm sure you've heard it before, Hunter, but you look like Doug Nikazi out there, and you wear the same number he does. How much do you try and emulate his game when you're throwing?
I don't really try to emulate his game. A lot of respect for the guy. He was an incredible pitcher here, of course. But no, I don't think we have too much of a similar style. But yeah, I've gotten that a lot recently. We look alike, wear the same number, left-handed, everything like that. But I don't know if I really try to imitate my game after anyone. Yeah.
Okay, way in the back. Is that Mitch?
Yeah,
Yep.
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic. Justin, you mentioned Tim Elko and his leadership a couple of times up there. What have you seen from him, and not just this year, but through the time that you've been together and what he's meant to this program?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here with him. You know, every year he's been a captain, and you know, he's also my roommate. So seeing him off the field, you know, with the team and on the field, he's able to just bring us together, keep his composure, and just make sure that everybody just is doing the right thing.
Okay, guys. Got a game tomorrow night. Thank you. You're good. No game. No game. Next week.
I was gonna say, I thought if you won, you didn't play. That's what they told us before the tournament.
It's going. Game. Sorry. Mitch will take care of any other requests, and we'll start here with Kendall for Mike.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Coach, as you just kind of sit in the dugout and just watch the run that this team is on, like, what's going through your mind? It's almost like I need to keep my hands off because these guys are just rolling right now.
There's some of that. You know, some we've over the last probably 3 weeks we've met less. You know, as a team, you know, there's things obviously we have to meet. You know, we have to prepare with the scouting report, as Justin alluded to a few times. You know, Clem meeting with the hitters, I'm meeting with the pitchers. But, you know, a lot of the team meetings we've either, you know, shortened or did away with. And so, you know, so there is some of that. You know, that's not even being, you know, sarcastic. But just it's been a neat run. You know, you've seen so many, you know, teams over the years, you know, get on this, and as you know, I think Hunter said, you know, getting hot's real. You know, it's not just some facetious. You know, it's confidence. Kids playing well, and so when they're doing that, yeah, I think sometimes, you know, the best thing you can do as a coach is let them go, and you know, we've tried to do that. You know, and sometimes that's hard, right? That's, you know, it's not what we do often. So, but sometimes the best thing you can do is just get out of their way.
Okay, right back here.
Hey, Coach. Austin Eldridge with the Rebel Walk. 10 out of you guys' 19 runs in this tournament have come with 2 outs. Just kind of talk about the 2-out approach that you're seeing from the guys and what's working for them.
Well, I think we said it the other day. Somebody asked a similar question, and I learned from my mentor a long time ago. You know, the most important thing to win a baseball game is dominant pitching, and we've had that. But the second most important thing is the timely hit, and we've had a ton of those, you know, over the last 3 weeks. And you know, a really good offense, as I think many of you know. But you know, sometimes offensively, you know, to get things rolling, it's tough, and you know, it's hard to score runs unless you're going to score them with two outs. I mean, you can score them with no, and you can score them with 1. But man, those 2-out runs are backbreakers. You know, and when they happen to you on the other side, when you're, you know, a pitch away from getting off the field, and we've been in that position as well. And so it's nice that we're getting some of those.
Okay, Mitch.
Mitch Kutcher, CWS 247. Coach, you've had a lot of highs and lows this season. What's it mean for you to be 2-0 in Omaha and now 1-1 away from the championship series?
Obviously, we're excited. This is a big game. I think, you know, either, you know, losing the first one or the second one, and man, it's tough. It's tough to get through because you got to play 4 days in a row and you got to win the next 3, just to get to the championship series. So, this was, as I thought about this morning and trying to go through the pitching plan in different scenarios and, how we would use the bullpen, knowing that if you lose, you got a lot of innings to get through, over the next few days. And fortunately, we didn't have to use that, but we were ready to empty the tank and use whoever tonight and not worry about the next day to win this game. And fortunately, we didn't have to do that. Hunter was just really, really good. But it was neat. I may have said it, or maybe I'm confused. Maybe I said it on the radio before I came in here. But tonight, Mason Nichols threw, true freshman, hasn't thrown since Coral Gables. Our closer, Brandon Johnson, hasn't thrown since Coral Gables. I mean, that's amazing. Like your closer, you're winning games, your closer, because we haven't been in a game closer than 4 runs. And so I don't like bringing in the closer, as you can see tonight. When you have a big lead, they're not used to pitching like that. They're used to pitching with a lot of adrenaline and tight ball games. And so there's times where we just won't run them out there, because the lead's so big. And because we've played so well and we've scored so many runs and pitched so well in front, but it was nice, and we had to get those guys out there today, regardless of the score. Those guys had to touch the mound.
Okay, right here.
Nick Suss, Clarion Ledger. Mike, for a guy like Calvin, who's kind of had his ups and downs this year, what can a game like this mean for him, and kind of what have you seen from him that kind of brought the bat back after a rough couple of months?
We inserted him one of those games in Coral Gables, and he had a good day, hit an opposite field double, and we've been playing him ever since. And he, as you saw, Nick, did this at the beginning of the season, and we really needed that. It was a shot in the arm because that was when Dunhurst went down with a pulled hamstring, missed a few weeks, and Calvin's be a catcher on probably 95% or 98% of the other teams. We just happen to have Hayden Dunhurst, so he doesn't get to get behind the dish very much. But in that time, we needed him to catch. But boy, I mean, he hit 500. Like the first 3 weeks of the season, and then when we started conference play, he wasn't playing regularly. That can happen offensively. He struggled. He struggled a little bit in offensively in conference play, but the last few weeks he's been terrific, and we needed it right at the right time.
Jake.
Jake Thompson on the Spirit, kind of to that, kind of what I asked Justin, just how invaluable has it been with what Garrett and Calvin have done in the 8-9 to flip it and give y'all some opportunities at base when the top of the order gets there?
Those are the best offenses, right? The best offenses where you sit up and you hear coaches say, 1 through 9, they're difficult. It's hard to navigate through that lineup. There's lineups that are scary in the middle. They're scary. There's lineups that are top heavy. We've had some really good lineups here, and those lineups that are really good, or you look up and 8-hole guys, hitting 3-something, or he's got 10 home runs. I mean, you look at Peyton Chatney, he's got 11 home runs, and he's been batting 7th, 8th, or 9th, practically the whole season. So I think because baseball is such a neat game where you can't call timeout at the end, right, and give it to your best player, right, design a play to throw it to him or let him take the final shot. Baseball is that game where get to the 9th inning, the lineup's the lineup. Those guys are batting. And so, or as somebody asked earlier, with 2 outs, the runners are on, and you can't bat Tim Elko. You can't devise a play. So, the best offenses are ones that can hit 1 through 9 because that's going to give you the most opportunities to score.
Okay, more questions for John? Or
it's been a long day. Just give him a break. It's all right.
Whoever this guy is, Mike. Okay. Hey, it's me.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That would have been bad.
Boy, that would have been rotten.
I think I hang the slider. Didn't do much. It was up. Real up. Yeah.